Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to TTML. We are here for Division 4. It is Season 3, Round 6 of the Championship, as we take in the British Grand Prix from the Silverstone International Circuit. Sorry if you heard two of me, I've got the stream up on my iPad. I'm James Head, going to be taking you through the stream, as always, as your lead commentator tonight, and joining me in the commentary box for the first time ever, it is Mr. Pepsi Freak. Pepsi, how you doing?
Thank you. The Americans here to spoil another European invasion here, and it's good to hear you, and it's good to be here. They needed another commentator to come in, and since I do a couple other commentators for this league, I thought, oh, why not throw my hat in the ring and join you here today so you're not doing it alone.
Exactly, and I need to go at 8:30, so it even makes it a little bit. I will be gone for a couple of minutes, though, in that regard. But coming into tonight, 5 different winners in 5 different races so far this season. Magnus was the winner last time out, and he takes the championship lead coming into tonight by 1 point out on track from his Ferrari teammate Atlas Coppo in second. We saw an interview with them last week, and we heard their thoughts coming into tonight, and there's going to be no first and second team driver. Thank God. Traxi in third Traxi in third with 70 points. Khan in fourth on 63. Sygate and Storm tied for sixth on 62. Tied for fifth, I should say, on 62. Jimmy Storm in seventh on 61. Vapor Damon in eighth on 51. In eighth, Conti in ninth on 46, and Maximus in 10th on 39 points. Zam in 11th on 36, Neymar in 12th on 33, Luke in 13th on 30, Brewich in 14th on 28, then Ryan in 15th on 26, Florian in 16th on 25, come up for breath, Tekken in 17th for 24, McMaverick in 18th on 21, Frey Pepper in 19th on 20, and Lukey in 20th on 18 points. Magnus holding that 1 point advantage coming into tonight, Pepsi. How is this going to unfold out on track?
Well, first I'll give you a container of oxygen here because it looks like you were pretty on the win there. But let me go for the point here. I think it's going to be very interesting because, again, you said there are no team orders between the two Ferrari drivers. And that's kind of where, at least in other seasons and other leagues, you see that usually your teammates either just a bit slower or a bit faster. So there's always that opportunity for team orders or something around those lines. But now with them being so close that they're going to fight it out, meaning no love lost, no space. But if you're the main engineer, you're hoping that they don't wreck it, because if they start getting a little bit too close and start tangling, that's going to allow Tracky to close the gap slowly. He's only 20 points back. And if they have a 2016 Spain, if I'm not mistaken, between Hamilton and Rosberg, it could at least allow Tracky back in this fight.
It could easily indeed. Traxi is 26 points behind Atlas Coppo, 27 behind Magnus coming into tonight. The constructor standings, Ferrari are absolutely romping away because they're first and second in the standings. 193 points they lead on. Racing Point are 100 points behind in second on 93, with Williams in third on 88. You heard the whistle there for my co-coms. Alfa Romeo in fourth on 85. Red Bull in fifth on 83. Mercedes in sixth on 81. McLaren in seventh on 79. AlphaTauri in 8th on 68, Haas in 9th on 65, Renault in 10th on 64. Ferrari leading the way coming into tonight, 100 points. It's an unassailable gap. However, Racing Point all the way down to Renault, I counted as 29 points separating the other 9 constructors.
So the same gap from Traxi to the lead Ferraris, so it is interesting to see. But I do like point out, I've done so many leagues in so many different leagues in multiple different series, and you never see a construction gap that big. So it's very interesting to see that the Ferraris have put the foot down and said that this is our league, and we're at least going to take the constructors, if not the drivers, as it looks like we're about to start short qualifying here.
We are about to start qualifying indeed. The home of British motorsport, the first ever Formula 1 Grand Prix held around here in 1950, 71 years on, and we are here in the sim racing world around here at Britain at the Silverstone International Circuit. 5.8 kilometres, taking them around 18 turns with the 2 DRS zones, 1 down the Wellington Straight, 1 down the Hangar Straight down in towards Stowe at turn 15. C1, C2 and C3 compound tyres available for the guys out on tracks. That's the softs, mediums and hards to you and me. And it's going to be quite interesting because we saw last night in Division 2, the safety car came out quite late, but it's a track with very low tyre deg.
That is correct. It is a track with very low tire drag, and it feels like it's a circuit where it's going to be very easy to make that tire stretch as much as you need. So it's not like other circuits where it's high wear, where it's a risk that how far can you take the tire and can you make it work. Here, it looks like a one-stop is feasible on the cards.
A one-stop will be feasible, I think, on the cards. Expect the guys on a set of softs, I would imagine, to put in about lap 7, 8, 9 onwards, I would imagine. There's 19 drivers out on track. I'm sure there was 20 in the lobby. I think Florian might have not
spectate. Yeah, one of them was in spectate, because when I was looking, I saw 3 in spectate mode. So I think one of them is in the shadow realm, or the isolation chambers, I like to put it, where they can't hear anyone else. So yeah, I guess he'll be kind of made a boo-boo there, and that's not going to be good for him.
Yeah, Ted Kravitz, I think, will probably be joining us at some point within this party, to be honest, in this 18-minute qualified session. Florian, I think it is...
Non-union discount Ted Kravitz.
Florian, yeah, definitely, I think. He hasn't selected his car, I think. He's meant to be in the Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken. Frey Pepper is in that car, presumably he was a reserve, and Florian was meant to be in that car. The first cars are coming out on track. It's a Racing Point coming out first. I think it might be Khan coming out first out on track, and there he is, in that bright pink Racing Point. Of course, Racing Point now going to be green, because they've been taken over by Aston Martin in real life. And Khan, 4th in the standings coming into tonight. He's had his fair share of troubles in terms of the steward's room, picking up a 5-place grid penalty and 5 licence points last time out. How do you think he'll get on and try to avoid trouble?
Well, I know when you get a lot of trips to the principal's office or the headmaster's room, if we're talking in the British slang, it is a very interesting time indeed, because it always seems like it lingers in the back of your head, because when you start racking them up and racking them up, you have to try to change your driving style, because if you're over-aggressive, it makes you look like more likely to get penalties. So you have to kind of conserve it, but then it can make you slower. So it's a situation where you have to try to find the balance of being aggressive enough that you can still go for those attacks and not look like, I guess, weakling out on the track. But at the same time, you need to be just good enough, as he just invalidated his outlap, but you need to be just on the wire enough to keep that aggression. So you don't want to be too passive on his racing surface.
Damon apparently saying about Florian, his brake pedal has broke, so that is why we're not seeing him out on track. I've just seen that, so that's why Frey Pepper is in the car in the Mercedes, a very late call-up. We've also got Barcelona in as a reserve, and Joro also in as a reserve, but now we're about to go for a lap here at Silverstone. It's NSR Khan, and now we come around the final couple of corners through Vale, and then into Club Corner at turn 18, and now we start about on the lap here around this 5.8 kilometre circuit here in Britain. Now through turn 1 at Abbey, and then through turn 2 at Farm, and then on the run-up towards turn 3 at Village, which could be a pinch point in the race, as he now locks up in slightly in towards turn 3, and that comes through the loop section into turn 4. Again, a little bit of a lock-up through turn 4, and now coming through turn 5. This is looking pretty good so far from Khan. We'll see his first sector flip come up very shortly on your screen, as he now runs down the Wellington straight, down in towards Brooklands corner, 26.9 through the first sector. Brooklands, of course, named after the old school Formula 1 track that used to be ran at Brooklands Circuit. Khan now coming through Luffield, and then through Woodcote on the run down to the old pit straight, and on the run down towards Copse at turn 9. Pretty much halfway around the lap then at this point, and it is Khan. Currently, he's going to be the first man to set a lap out on track. Takes it flat out, 188 mile an hour carried through there by Khan. Yellow flags in sector 3, don't worry about those. They are just drivers preparing for their lap, as now Khan comes through. Mackett, Beckett, then into Chappell. He's got a car just in front of him out on track. That's Zam getting out the way to 101.5 through the middle sector, which is very competitive indeed in comparison to last night in Division 2. Khan then running down in towards Stowe at turn 15. Just locks up slightly on the exit, ran wide and didn't make the curb, and now on the entry in towards Vale, and then in towards Club Corner. That's pretty much then a lap of Silverstone completed as he spins the car through the final corner, just about keeps it on the track. Zam will be let through, I think, but Khan will float to the line. Apart from that mistake, that was a very clean lap, and a 29.3 is not respective of it at all, as Luke Ajax goes quicker by 3 seconds.
It's still purple, but it won't hold, as Luke just went 3 seconds faster there. So yeah, that's a little bit of a rookie mistake by Khan with the just the back end kicking out. There's a couple corners where it generally feels like if you get the power just a little bit too early, and the car just says your free trial traction expired, and around she goes. As now the times are falling, and now we got Skygate, now Ryan setting a 1:25.013. And we got a bunch of drivers. Curlian runs as well, though, so that time will definitely probably be in falling as well. But right now, 1:25 is a pretty good time, but I expect it to fall when we see the couple of the other cars go around here and set some good times.
Magnus is coming around the final couple of corners. We saw Atlas Copel there goes second. Black Phoenix better than Noble at 25.1, and he goes second. Magnus, though, is going to absolutely destroy everyone in the early stages. 7/10 of a second. That is a statement and a half from Magnus, the championship leader, making his presence known. Well, not even 5 minutes through qualifying. Damon goes into the 24.9s as well, but Magnus is still over 6/10 of a second ahead of Damon. Damon a race winner, Magnus a race winner, and Magnus just seems to be in a class of his own here in qualifying. Same old, same old.
Well, the thing worth noting is that we got over 13 minutes left to go in qualifying here, and the track is going to get more rubber and more rubber. Now, we don't know what the weather's going to be like in the future here, so we have no clue whether the track could get a little bit wet, but it looks like a lot of drivers went out on a set of softs, which you usually see in sim racing. Some drivers do try at least a flyer lap on mediums. I'm shocked that Magnus didn't at least try that lap on mediums, especially considering that a medium to hard strategy is feasible and could be a one-stop option.
Yeah, Tekken on a set of mediums 25.7, Maverick 26 flat on a set of mediums. We saw Sansu last night in Division 2, who was a newcomer, reserve driver within Division 2. Absolutely fly through. Maximus goes 15th there with a 26.2 on his lap time. Magnus still making that statement. Sansu, as I was saying last night, really delivered a fantastic performance in qualifying. It was more than 2.5 tenths clear of the rest of the field in Division 2 qualifying. It fell apart from him in the race, but the Finn really drove a great race and might be getting moved up to Division 1 in the meantime. But we are 1/3 through qualifying and Magnus is out on top. Damon in second, Ryan in third. That, I think, is pretty much the first laps over and done with now out on track. There is a Haas, though, on a out lap, and there's also Jippy Storm, Division 5 champion on an out lap. Do you want to take us through this lap?
Sure. I'll take a quick look around Jippy Storm here as we're going to ride on his outlap here. So we'll take a quick on board here with him as we go through these corners here. And I'll take it from more of a driver's perspective here because I have took a bunch of tracks here. So you're going to go to corner 1 here. You're going to want to take it flat, but you go just a little bit too wide, easy and validate. You want to get it turning as possible. Then you're going to have to run down here. You want to break about right before the ripple strip hits. And then you're going to want to get as close to apex, but he looks like it took it a little bit slower. Could have took more of the exit and a big lockup on the left rear there. You're going to want to keep that car around third to second gear and keep the throttle and get as far as possible. Now we're going to go off to the long straight here past the Emirates sign. You're going to be looking for the braking point here, right between 150. Could have went a little bit deeper, it looked like, but he was relatively good where I would have broke the car, and we're going to keep going through the next couple corners here. Now you want to get it down to second, and then right around the apex here, you want to get it back up in the fourth gear and get on the throttle quickly without too much wheel spin. Now to the long, where the old pit lane is, down the straight here. Looks like we're going to come to one of these corners here, and it's one of those corners where you can take it. Looks like you got to let up just a little when you're on mediums, but on softs, you can take it so flat as we got a car pulled off the circuit there. Now through Maggots and Beckett's, and it's one of those circuits where it's how aggressive will you be, because you can take it flat for at least the first couple, but if you take it too aggressive, you may be invalidating. Then you got to let up just a hair, get up to the past DRS point there. Took it relatively nice, but I feel like he could have took it a little bit smoother. Now past the Armco sign here, we got a couple tortoise to go. Now we're going to come to this corner here. We got to break around the 100-meter board, let off a little bit, try to get in as close as you can, keep it in 6, get back on the throttle, past the pit lane. We're almost near the end now. Now the last couple corners can be very tricky if you run traction off or if you have no traction, but it looks like unlike the other racing point, he's able to keep the planet straight. Last corner here, don't mount the curb, and that will be one lap, at least from a driver's perspective, around here, and that will put Jippy Storm in P12.
Yeah, not a bad lap there from the Division 5 champion of last season, of course, Jippy Storm, 25.8. He has been running with no ABS, which is why you saw a few lockups, and he's on a wheel, I believe, as well. So that's why he was quite smooth going through the corners. We have got the first couple of drivers now coming around the final couple of corners. I think it is
Looks
Khan.
Like everyone is on an outlap.
Yeah,
looking at my list here.
Everyone on an outlap with 9.5 minutes to go, just over in qualifying. Khan is back out on a lap, and now he comes in toward Village at turn 3, then in toward the loop at turn 4. We'll take this, of course, through the first sector with him, as 29.3 is really not respective of his time. There was I thought there was a car off to the left-hand side there. That's just my eyesight going.
There was on a lap with Jim Storm, but I think no one else is currently off of the circuit, at least no yellow flags. That would have flashed up on the screen here. But yeah, with everyone on their outlaps here, it's something you don't usually see in a bunch of other leagues, where it feels like everyone kind of spaces out. You see maybe 3-4 cars on an outlap till you get to the death of qualifying. But so far, all these drivers have gone out relatively around each other. So it is quite interesting to see.
And a lot of room not going to be had on track as well from those guys on the outlaps, especially through that first sector. I can see McLaren and a Ferrari, I think that is quite close, with an Alfa Romeo. Khan, though, coming through Maggots and Beckett's. There's a Red Bull ahead of him out on track, which I think is Maverick on an outlap, if I'm not mistaken. He's just invalidated coming through out of Beckett. And Khan was 3/10 down anyways on his lap time, so I don't think he would have been improving. Next up in the meantime, I think there's an AlphaTauri coming through the middle sector. That would be Black Phoenix, I think, or Sidegate. It is Sidegate, and he's 3/10 up coming through the middle sector, so I'd be hoping to try and go second with this lap time. I think nobody is going to beat Magnus, to be honest, in qualifying as now Sidegate comes through. Turn 15 at Stowe.
I was going to say, with the circuit going to get more rubbered up, I feel that time will fall or at least be improved. So I don't think a 124.3 will hold. Now, whether someone else does jump in, I think it will be worth noting. But CPL Black Phoenix is currently the first runner on his outlap, so everyone else behind him is going to be a situation where everyone is going to improve, or at least going to be setting times on the board.
Yeah, Sergey went second there, 24.8. Neymar betters it, 24.8. Really good qualifying again from Neymar there. Sergey in third, Conti in fourth. Black Phoenix then coming around the final couple of corners. Let's see what the AlphaTauri can do out on track. Can he go into second? No, he can't. He does improve on his lap time, only slightly by 25 hundredths of a second. Brewich is on a lap time 9,000ths up, and Joro's improving by 4.5 tenths and pops himself up into 8th by nearly 6 tenths improvement there for the reserve in 8th position. But Magnus is still out on top. Magnus is then coming through the final couple of corners. In fact, he's coming into the pit lane, obviously not happy with that lap, and he was 3 tenths down, I think.
Damon up the P2, improved, still well over, he's a quarter of a second off, as it looks like Neymar almost went down the old pit lane straight there. But yeah, improvement from Damon. We got the Williams cross line at Barcelona, who's improved, I think he's improved a little bit, but only up the P7, and you have the other Merc who just started his lap. So yeah, it was kind of interesting, because right now, the second guy in the standings here, Ultrascope, invalidated, and he was kind of stuck behind one of the cars, if I'm not mistaken, so he's going to have probably one more good run at it. And right now, he's currently in P10, which is not something you probably want to see, because they're both leading the constructors.
Simply Superman in the chat there saying Magnus shouldn't be in Division 4, he's faster than most in Division 3. I totally echo that, to be honest. I think he's exactly the same, to be honest, as that. So it'll be interesting to see. We're at the half point in the season. Magnus has been so good in qualifying. Will that convert, though, to another win out on track? There's been 5 different winners, of course, here in the racing in Division 4 so far this season. Magnus out on top, nearly 2/3 of the way through the session. Damon in second, Neymar third, Sygate there in fourth, and there's Conti coming into the pit lane in fifth. Look though in behind, Maverick all the way down to Black Phoenix is separated by just less than 1/10 of a second, and that's separating 3 cars, and even closer between Neymar and Conti just ahead.
I just took a quick look at the video, because we have D5 also running at the same time here, and they have a very wet qualifying session while we have a very dry Silverstone. So it looks like the drivers here in D4 kind of lucked out, or at least maybe for the viewers they didn't luck out, because they may want to see some struggle. But yeah, we got a very dry session here, and I think the race may be dry as well, but we'll find out relatively shortly in 5 laps as Magnus is off on the road here. But to go back on the point of, sorry, that was Maximus, my mistake. But going back on the point of Magnus, it's one thing to be faster in qualifying and set good times and be a Saturday hero. But if you can't bring the pace on Sunday, you shouldn't be in the next division, because if you got the speed for 1 lap, that's great, but you got to bring it consistently. So if he can hold his speed and show that he belongs to next year, then I think a promotion's up on the cards. But if he's only really good at qualifying in 1 lap pace but still lacks the driving etiquette, or at the very least to be consistent, then he shouldn't be on the promotion cards just yet. Because you don't get points for Saturday unless you're an F2.
Yeah, all I'm going to say on that, to be honest, with Magnus, 24.3 is about midfield from Division 2 last night in qualifying. It's around about 14th, 15th position in Division 2, let alone in Division 3. So Magnus will be hoping to try and improve on that lap. The tyres, of course, will weather in as we approach the under 5 minute mark here in qualifying, as Maximus retires in the out the session, coming into the pit lane, I believe that is, where he's just retired. But Khan is on the net lap. He's 200s down through the first sector. He'll be looking to try and improve. Now coming through the exit of Beckett, and then in towards Chapel, and then onto the hangar straight. And this is a good lap from Khan, actually. He's 1900s down. Says he's purple in the middle sector, but of course he is going to improve on that time. I'll be hoping to try and improve. Tekken, I think, on a set of mediums is 25.7. He's also on a lap coming through the final sector, I believe. But Khan now on a lap coming through into Vale and then in towards Club. Through 16, through 17, then through 18, and he manages to get a control this time. This is a good lap from Khan. Comes across the line. Third, 24.7. Really good lap time by Khan. Weathered it very nicely indeed. Tekken is coming through the first sector, and that was the AlphaTauri of Jippy Storm, I think, just coming around the final corner, just prepare up his lap. But I think Tekken is improving through the first sector because he's now on a set of softs.
Now, with about 4 minutes to go here, if you want to make 2 attempts at it, you probably should be heading out of pit road now. But if you only want to make 1 more run on it, you should be going out in about a minute and a half. And it's good to see how many drivers decide to take it out and go for 2 laps of 1 lap. Because most people have just taken 1 lap on their tires and have called it a lap on the next one. So they haven't tried to go for 2 because of maybe tire deg or among other things. So it is interesting to see that it looks like I think we'll have a big exodus at pit lane with about probably the next 30 seconds here to probably a minute. And then it's going to be a big run down the line where we're going to be covering almost everyone, trying to see who improves and if anyone can take it to Magnus with the dying death of qualifying ending. That was a sentence.
will definitely take it, I think, towards the top end of the field. Tekken looked like he was going to go into the pit lane there. He's 4 tenths up on his lap time, coming through into Vale and then into Club, through 17 and then through 18. Let's see what his lap time is going to be. We've got Cygate on a lap time just coming through the first sector. It's a 4/10 improvement from Tekken, puts him up into 13th position. Jibby Storm, in the meantime, will be the next one to come across the line on a lap. He's a 10th up through the first sector. Through the middle sector, he's 600s down as Tekken retires, coming through turn 1 at Abbey.
I wonder if he may have crashed, because no, his car is still going, so he did not crash. It was a retirement. Yep, you are correct. Because it did look like he was off a little bit, and some people have lost going in that corner if they've back-ended it. Speaking of almost losing it, Spygate on his flyer here just got a little squirrely right before Mag gets Beckett. So, yeah, it is very easy to get the back end to kick out. But, yeah, just a retirement, because I was kind of looking on some other laps. So,
Jibby Storm, Jibby Storm, 800 down, sorry, yeah, he retires out on track as well. So Jibby Storm was 800 down. I think Cygate is now down on his lap time, not using up the DRS, running down in towards Stowe. But with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, Magnus out on top, Damon in second, Khan in third. That lap time honestly looks unassailable at this point. 3 tenths around this track is honestly quite a lot out on track. Because Braywich, I believe, is now on a lap coming through the middle sector.
Both Ferraris are heading out as we speak. We got both Ferraris heading out on their laps right now, so it looks like Magnus is not happy with the 1:24.3. He's going to want to improve, and even his Ferrari teammate, who's down in P12, could probably have a better lap on the cards here. He's going to go for one more attempt on one of the last softs they have.
Braywich a 10th down, coming through the first sector in the Renault. Magnus still out on top, Damon second, Khan in third. The guys are now leaving the pit lane for their final lap times out on track. Luke Ajax is still in the pit lane, interestingly, as well as Conti, as well as Cygate, as well as Khan, all in the pit lane. But Braywich now coming through, cops a turn on. Let's see what he can do out on track. He's got a little bit of traffic just ahead of him. That's a Red Bull just ahead of him, which I think is Joro possibly on an out lap, or Mac Maverick. It's one of the 2 Red Bulls anyways. As Braywich now comes through, and he loses it through Chapel. Pretty much similar to Callboy in Division 2, qualifying. That's nice. Spins the car round. He's luckily kept it at the wall, but that is going to be his qualifying over.
Yep, fuel light is on, and it seems like a lot of these drivers do love to run the fuel very close to the limit here, which you should do, at least in qualifying, but a lot of them are pushing it to the very brink of what they have left. So it is interesting to see. You're going to get one more attempt here, and if you have not left pit road now, you are not going to get a lap in, so make sure you get out of the car and head to the weight scale, as we got about a minute to go here. Damon is ahead of Magnus, so if Damon has anything here, he should be setting up for this push here. And I don't think, something worth noting, I don't think NRS Khan is going to have an attempt to make a lap here. He's kind of far back, and he left pit lane with about a minute 20 left on the clock. So I don't know if he'll have enough time to start one more lap.
Joel's just crashed through turn 1 as well, through Abbey and Farm. Black Phoenix improves 200ths of a second, 3,000 between himself and Conti. Conti also on a lap through the first sector. There's Neymar, though, coming through Lovefield, 300ths up on his lap time. Magnus is just starting up on a lap. Atlas Copo as well, just starting up on a lap as Barcelona goes third. Really, really good lap there by the Swede, the reserve driver, of course, here in Division 4. Very good lap from Barcelona. He'll be hoping for more success than Barcelona in real life in the football, I've got to be honest. But Neymar now coming through Maggot and then Beckett, as he now comes through Beckett and then in towards Chapel. That is way wide coming through Chapel, and he's got the car completely wrong. He's into the gravel, and he's done a very, very similar thing to Braywich, as Zam goes third in the Renault.
As Damon right now is on a flyer, he's through Magnus and Beckett. I've been keeping an eye on his time because he's probably one of the main challengers to Magnus. He's only up by about less than like 100th of a second, so it doesn't look like he's got enough to improve right now as a push. We'll see where he is in Sector 2 here as we're going to hit the point as I think the McLaren pulls off past the Amco side. He's actually down in his time now, so I don't think he's going to have an improvement. So it's probably most likely going to be Magnus unless someone else can really find something. As Magnus has just set a purple Sector 2, he's well over a quarter second up on his time, so he may break into the 123s.
That'll be insane if he breaks into the 123s. Damon now coming around the final corner. Can he find anything in this final sector? No, he can't. He's a 10.5 down in the end. Magnus, though, is 2.5 tenths up, coming through Vale, then in towards Club. Is he going to get into the 23s? Comes across the line. Yes, he is! 23.910, or 909 even on my screen. Atlas Coppola goes second as well. Ferrari 1-2 in qualifying. Is anybody improving? They went behind. I think Khan is on a lap time coming through Stowe.
Yep, Khan is the last chance here. He was the last one to cross the line. A good quality lap here because Brian has a chance too, but we'll keep on Khan as well. Khan is up on his time, but it should not be enough to set the pole lap, but he could at very least get P5.
Second.
He gets a good exit here. Oh, he's P2. Looks like I have a little bit of delay, but yeah, he has got P2. So he's jumped the Ferrari, and he's split the Ferraris on the front row.
Yeah, I could tell with that lap time, to be honest, and the time coming around the final corner, that's where he was going to go second. Magnus, though, my God almighty, 6/10, nearly 6.5 tenths of a second, separating him and Khan in qualifying. There is no bounds for this man, honestly.
I'll be low-key honest with you right now. If I was sitting as Khan or Damon or someone else, I saw that time, I'd be like, what do I have to do to beat that time? Because that is well over half a second clear. And I have no clue what can I do to get this car stronger to go against that. That is just a great lap. And he's right now, I bet you right now, Magnus is saying, like, oh, why am I in D4? I want to be up on the higher grids. I'm taking this championship, and I'm going up the ladder. And he's going to prove his worth here today, at the very least.
6.5 tenths of a second. Magnus on top from Khan in second. Atlas Coppo in third. 6.5 tenths separating first to third, for goodness sake. Damon in fourth with Zam in fifth. Barcelona in sixth, only 6 thousandths off Zam's time. With Conti in seventh. Neymar in eighth, 6 thousandths off his own teammate. Saige and Black Phoenix on the fifth row grid for the AlphaTauri in ninth and 10th. Ryan in 11th with Mac Maverick in 12th, over a second separating the top 12. With Fry Pepper in 13th. With Ajax in 14th. Joro in 15th. Tech in 16th, Braywitch 17th, Jibby Storm 18th, Maximus right down the back in 19th position. And yes,
one thing
I was going to say,
I'm sorry, gotta find my footing with you sometimes. I don't know where to insert, but I do want to say one thing before the screen went away, is that second through like 10th are very close on times. So it would have been very interesting to see if you take out Magnus, you got very close battle for second here. So if something were to happen to Magnus, or Magnus were to get a little off the line, I think it would be quite interesting to see that. It looks like everyone else is relatively close around here at Silverstone.
it is very close indeed, and one thing that is looking quite close is the conditions, because it is cloudy now out on track, and that means that the track temperature is not going to be as high, the air temperature is not going to be as high, and the tyre deck is going to be lower than expected out on track, with 19 drivers about to do battle here in Silverstone. Tekken, by the way, saying in the comments, can we have Ferrari performance on for the next race? I think in terms of Magnus's car, yes. Atlas Coppo was third in qualifying, you've got to remember that. But Ferrari, honestly, Magnus just in a different league of his own. But I always say, one lap pace is completely different to the race.
Because you know in time trial mode, people set up the cars for one lap pace in time trial mode. And you have it set up for time trial mode, it's not always going to work in the race because how wear and how tires break. It may be great for the set of softs, but it's not that good for the set of mediums. So you may have a setup good for a set of softs on a nice sunny day, but is that going to translate well into the race? And is that setup going to work through some of these corners or when the tires start to fall off? I guess we'll have to find out and see, but I bet you the rest of the field's hoping that that is just a one-lap setup and not a full race setup.
Yeah, formation up now, beginning here in Silverstone. Your last chance to get the popcorn at the ready. Myself and Pepsi Freak taking you through the action, of course, here for Division 4 tonight as we approach round 6 of the championship here in Britain at the Silverstone International Circuit. Top 10, of course, qualifying on a set of soft compound tyres. Magnus all the way down to Black Phoenix. Appropriately, there's a predicted pit stop strategy. One stop to lap 10 to 13. Don't trust the Amazon Web Service graphics on this game. To be honest, it will be a couple of laps before that, possibly lap 8 or lap 9. I'm expecting them to pit in, certainly. Everyone else, though, further down the field, Ryan all the way down to Maximus, have been quite boring and all gone for a set of medium compound tyres, and they're going to try and get at least towards the halfway stage and then put on possibly a set of softs to the end.
Personally, I don't blame them, but there's always something when I run a league race is I'm always concerned about running a set of mediums because I'm always thinking like there's a safety car early and the soft runners, let's say around lap 5, and the safety car runners, the soft runners come in and set for a set of mediums, and you have to either go on a set of hards and be on the slower compound and make it to the end, or you have to do another pit stop. So I'm always in a situation where I'm like, I don't want to be on a set of mediums at the start if the quality of racing or if there's going to be a safety car at the start. Because it's just when it flashes in my brain, I'm like, nope, that is a stupid idea because I do not want to be hamstrung. But if it stays clean, or at the very least no safety cars, the mediums will work out. But there's always that, who are you racing with question mark.
There is always that who are you with racing with question mark, and the man that is on pole position, of course, is Magnus. He'll be hoping to try and make it 2 in a row and the first double winner of the season. Carnan behind him will be hoping for his first win of the season, and Atlas Coppo in third will be hoping for his second win of the season. As you see a bit of PG-18 there going around the final couple of corners, that is very not nice to see on the stream, but as I always do with my co-commentators, I'll come across to you, Pepsi. Who is your top 3?
Personally, I can't bet. I don't want to bet against Magnus, so I'm going to go Magnus in first position. Then I'm going to go. Atlas Scope in second, and then I got a random feeling that Barcelona's going to take the third one. I got a feeling the reserve driver is going to pull something out of his black cap magic and make it 1, 2, 3. So Magnus, Atlas Scope, and Barcelona.
And I'd be hoping to end up not like Real Madrid, rather than Barcelona out on track. You'll get that if you're a football fan. Magnus then about to start us off.
Soccer references.
I know I'm in
the British League now.
The 5 red lights then are hopefully about to go out here in the race. 5 red lights are on here in Division 4 for round 6 of the championship. Long haul, but it's lights out and away we go. And Magnus gets a very good start. Khan also gets a good start. And Atlas Copo's got a better start out the complete 3. Out in front us now. Magnus leads through turn 1 at Abbey, then through turn 2 at Farm. Atlas Copo trying to go around the outside. There was a bit of grass mowing there from Sygate dropping down the field. Luke Ajax and Frey Pepper going side by side into the pinch point at turn 3 for the first time. Everyone's clean through, which I'm very glad to see. And Magnus leads the way from Khan in second. Atlas Copo in third, defending off Zam. Predicted pit stop strategy randomly comes up from nowhere. Conti's right on the back of Damon, and now Zam's right on the back of Atlas Copo, coming in towards Brooklands for the first time as Frey Pepper also on the back of Neymar. Maximus and Jibby Storm swapping positions with Joel and Browich further down the field. Frey Pepper runs out wide. Neymar there in 10th. Sygate tries to go around the outside of Brooklands and then in towards Lovefield as Ryan now is on the inside line with Sygate, and Sygate has had an awful start. Luke Ajax and Tekken nearly getting caught up, and Sygate moves off to the left hand side. There might be a problem for Sygate.
He took out the sign there. I do want to point out, Maverick, it looks like there was a car that almost got scored. Yes, it did. That is the Alfa Romeo of Tenekin, who's now going to be down to P19. And he was just got a little wide off the run strip there, and he just kind of, the back end kicked out. But what I was just about to say is Maverick was kind of the big winner on the set of mediums there. And now he's the highest runner on a set of mediums, but Neymar really kind of sunk there. It looks like Maverick is going to try a pass here on CPL Black Phoenix here. Looks like the sister team, the Senpai on the Kohai, basically. But it looks like it's not going to be done here. Actually, never mind. He's going to get the elbows out here. Still side by side.
Neymar's making the
3 wide. This is not a good idea, and they're going to touch. Oh, they're going to elbow it out there. That was not a good idea.
Frey Pepper's got on the outside.
Yep, Maverick's got wing damage now, and it looks like the AlphaTauri got hooked there by the corner, and now he's off, and he's got it back and hard to the wall here. Oh, thank God, damage from rear end's not on. He'll be able at least to recover and keep it on the track here. But Neymar, that was not a smart maneuver there. There was already 2 wide. You were not going to make that
Damon
work.
ran.
It looks like favorite Damon's. Yeah, he's looped it.
Damon ran coming through the loop, and Joro Braywich going inside of him there. Damon now 12th, Braywich now 13th. But what on earth has happened is Black Phoenix and Joro's came into contact there, I think, with the wall. But Magnus leading, Khan in second, Atlas Copo in third. We can barely keep up with how much has just happened within the space of a lap as Magnus leads. 1.5 seconds is the gap over Khan. Atlas Copo in third. The top 3 remain as they are. Zam up a position, Conti up 2. Frey Pepper, though, is up 6 positions. Neymar tried that reckless abandoned move, to be honest, as Damon now is on the inside line of Maverick down in towards Cops, gets the move done, and I think Maverick's
damage.
Yeah, right on end plate damage.
After the collision. Yeah, he got collision with that when it combined with that Alfa Romeo of Black Phoenix. And even though Black Phoenix was the big loser, Maverick did get some damage off that contact, so I bet she's not too thrilled with the McLaren driver at Neymar right now. But Damon probably driving a little bit angry in the cockpit right now because he made a simple mistake and he looped it, and now he's going to have to try to push back to the field to try to at least make a good recovery drive here. And with no safety car 2 laps in, he's going to also be kind of praying for a safety car to come around the corner here.
Black Phoenix also had left side end plate damage as a result of that contact as well. On to lap 3, Magnus leading 1.6 seconds. Khan in second. Atlas Copo's looking in behind and thinking Zam is right on the back of him. Yes, he is. Can Zam get the move done? He's just picked up a 3-second time penalty, though. We've run on board with that. That was a full corner coming through Abbey. Conti's then on the back in 5th and Barcelona in 6th, and this could begin to span into a 3-way battle for 3rd. Tekken is up positions after that spin. Maverick into the pit lane along with Maximus, and Black Phoenix also in the pit lane. Sygate pitted on lap 1. Zam on the back. He can't go wham bam for the move, but Zam is in 4th.
It was worth noting when the drivers did go in pit lane there, Maverick and Maximus both won a set of hards while Phoenix went on to a set of mediums. So I don't think, well, it's about 23, 24 laps. They would have to really stretch to make a one-stop work, and they'd have to be basically conserving that rubber, and I just don't think it's feasibly possible, even on the greatest of modes. But, hey, they may be able to try it, but we'll see how it works out for them.
Sygate ahead of his teammate as well with that front wing change for Black Phoenix. Zam's still on the back of Atlas Copo, 4.5 tenths. coming now through Chapel, and now he's going to try and get him down and towards Stowe. Look at the overrun here from Zam, down on the inside line. This is going to be job done. Wham, bam, he goes through. Zam is through, he's up into third. Barcelona's on the back of Conti just in behind as well, but is Atlas Copo going to get a run back? No, he's not. Barcelona doesn't get the run back either on Conti. Zam is through, and he's up into third. He's got a 3-second time penalty, but that is as clean as a move as you like.
To use an old dated reference, I did see the 27 on TFL exams number here. See you later, in reference to Hulkenberg there. But, yeah, breaking out the old F1 memes. Next thing you know, I'll be breaking out some Maldonados, going back to Old Faithful. But, yeah, the Ferrari has not really gotten the most grip off the line here, so it looks like what they have doomed him in qualifying is affecting him here shortly. As, yeah, Damon here went for aggressive try. He's trying to get through this field as quickly as possible, because you know he's slightly, like I said, probably upset himself. He's going to try to make quick work because he knows I should be up there in P3. I should be up there in P4. I need to get quickly by these cars. And he's going to try and make a move around the outside here, and he's going to make it relatively cleanly there. Nice and smooth. Lovely move. And he's now in the P10. Next up on the target list is Ryan.
Yeah, really good stuff there. Luke Ajax just let him through, to be honest, as well. Damon through then into 10th. Luke Ajax down into 11th. Brewich in 12th. Barcelona still on the back of Conti. He picked up a 3-second penalty for corner cut, I think, through Abbey at turn 1. Conti then on the back of Atlas Copel, but Magnus is 2.1 seconds clear, and there's no stopping him currently from Khan in second. Zam in third.
County's got a good exit there, but he clips the grass. It looked like he's had a good run, but he didn't get much of a good exit there. Like, started off good, but got a poor exit. County's not going to have a lunge here on Atlas Scope, but Barcelona could. Nah, he's not going to have a lunge either. No. So it's a big train here, and I bet you Barcelona's not too thrilled at all. Just go kind of keep giving DRS to County, and you kind of hope he gets a little bit farther away.
And actually, he's going to go down the inside.
On the inside. Ooh, has to think better of it. Was not going to outbreak him there. Thankfully, he did try something more aggressive like Neymar did, or else we may be heading enough to the steward's office relatively quickly here. But he'll just tuck him behind as Fran Pelli sets a fast lap of the race on a set of mediums. That is quite interesting.
Yeah, Freddie Pepper then up into 7th, and with the fastest lap of the race as well. He's now on the back of Barcelona. Barcelona tried to do what Sam Bird tried to do earlier on in Formula E, where he went down the inside of Alex Lynn and made contact going in towards turn 1, and the safety car was brought out. He tried to dummy it.
He lost it. He's lost it off that corner there, and he's around, and he's going to sink like a stone. He was relatively doing well there. He was on the back of Barcelona. He just got some understeer, and now he's got a loop at 12, 13. He's going to go probably down to 14th before he gets it fired, 15th. And he's now going to have so much grass on the tires. Hit 14th and 15th. Yeah, he's going to have so much grass on the tires now. It's going to take forever to get those tires reheated, and that is just a mistake you do not want to see from a driver of his caliber. Just kind of made a mistake. Both Mercedes have had issues. As now looks like Damon is going to try something on Ryan here. How aggressive will he be going into Maggots and Beckett's? You don't want to go side by side.
No.
But it looks like Damon's going to try it, and it looks like Ryan's just going to say, "I'd rather live, and I'm just going to just live here today." It's lap 5. I'm not ready to die yet. So he's just going to kind of just not concede it, but at least let Damon kind of have his way here for right now. Live another day.
Yeah, Ryan's not going to get the run on Damon either in towards Stowe, so Damon through and he's up into 8th position. Magnus, by the way, is 3.1 seconds over Khan. Khan must have made a mistake, I think, on that lap time, as Sygate has just been overtaken by his teammate further down the field in Black Phoenix. Magnus, though, 28.5, 3.2 seconds clear ahead of Khan, but Khan is looking like he's beginning to back up in towards Zam, in towards Atlas Copper as well. Maybe he's got more tyre wear than the guys just in behind him as Conti's ran in the safety car.
Hit that wall a ton. And that is a safety car, you're right. He just lost it going to turn 1. Like I said, it can't happen. And he just got back end loose because he probably tried to get as much as he can taking it flat. And he just counter-steered it, and he hit that wall a ton. Luckily, this is a virtual game, so we don't have to worry about him being okay. But he is going to be kicking himself. As I think we'll ride aboard with this McLaren and Ferrari pellet. Keep an eye to your right here, and you'll see the carcass of the McLaren. And there he is, relatively speaking, somewhere around there. I think he may have actually just disintegrated, but point still stands, though. Yeah, safety car out now. And that's going to really help the soft runners, and it's going to put Ryan and the medium runners in a bit of a bind. But this is really going to... Who this is going to really bail out is... it's going to bail out some of the drivers that pitted early, like Maverick and Magnus as well, because now I think with this conserving, they could be able to make it to the end. But they are pretty far behind the 8 ball right now, though, so... But at the very least, they'll get basically a mulligan for what happened lap 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Black Phoenix just picked up a 5-second penalty for spinning into the pit lane as well. He is down there in 18th position once he goes past Conti's car. Magnus then leading under the safety car. Khan in 2nd, Zam in 3rd, Atlas Coppo in 4th, and Barcelona in 5th. It is time that you go and make a cup of tea. The safety car, I think, will be out for the next 2 or 3 laps as the leader comes into the pit lane. Magnus is in. I wouldn't be surprised if these top 7 go on to a set of mediums.
Yeah, I would not be shocked either if they go on a set of mediums. They could be able to make it to the end, but I feel like one of them may be bearing enough to try, like maybe not bearing, but maybe a little bit more stupid to try to set on a hards. But just taking a quick look through the penalty screen here, and right now our leader has actually he has 1 exceeding track limits to his name, while the Ferrari driver has 1 as well. So it looks like a good chunk of the top field here have 1, at least to their name. But no, like they still have another bullet in the metaphorical gun for cutting.
Magnus just got held up in the pit lane, actually, by Khan, I think that was, coming past his pit box. Just a slight hold up, but it could hold him back later on in the race. Luke IX leading Braywich in second. Jibby Storm will be third. Those guys staying out on a set of mediums. Interestingly, Barcelona, Ryan Joel further down the field got onto a set of hard compounded tyres. They'll be taking it easier towards the end of the race rather than Zam 3-second time penalty, of course, Black Phoenix with that 5-second. And I think the other one was Barcelona with a 3-second penalty as well. But we're under the safety car. Luke IX out on top, Braywich in second, Jibby Storm in third, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right, he'll be back in a couple minutes, so I guess I will be the staller here, and I guess this is my time to metaphorically shine. So yeah, we are under the safety car here currently as we are going to walk through the field here. It is kind of interesting to note that Barcelona, Brian, and Joho all went on a set of hards, but considering that it's on lap 7 right now, so we have about 20 to go, and the set of mediums can make it about 18 laps, and they'll have a couple laps under the safety car to keep it cool. I just think, metaphorically speaking, that I just don't think that was the best call, because the mediums should be able to make it to the end. But the hards could come in later, but I just think with Damon, Neymar, Ultrascope, Examine, Khan, and Magnus, they'll all be able to get relatively good on their tires. I think they'll be good to go to the end. So I don't think there'll be any more pit stops. If you've pitted on the safety car now, you should be able to go to the end. And if we take a look currently at the situation in accordance with stops, the only drivers that have not stopped yet and would have to make one more stop are Lucas, Brewich, and Jibby Storm, 1, 2, 3 respectively. So they're kind of sitting out here and getting their sponsors some airtime, or maybe hoping for another safety car to come out relatively in quick succession. Because as they like to say, safety cars, cautions breed cautions, and safety cars bring safety cars. So we will have another lap under the safety car here. It is not coming back in as we speak, and we'll be starting lap 8, and there will be 19 to go. But yeah, the top 3 do not pit, so they will be staying out to at least take the safety car, much to the chagrin of OD Magnus and the rest. As it looks like, actually, I think someone has pitted here. Ryan has pitted, so Ryan is coming in again, so I don't think he feels confident on a set of hards. So he wants to go on a set of mediums. Maybe it was a pit mistake. So it is interesting to see that he came in on a set of hards, and he decided, I don't want to do it, now wants to go on a set of mediums. It looks like a bunch of the field behind him are pitting again as well, with Fairly Peppy as well, as along with Tekken. Now, I guess as we're waiting here, if you are watching, for the 16 people that are currently watching this here, if you are enjoying it, why not comment in the channel right now and say who you're rooting for currently? Who do you think with not the halfway point yet, but we're coming close to the halfway point, who do you think is going to win this race? I think my prediction I had at the start of the race, Magnus is still going pretty strong here, and I think he is the car to beat on track, but I guess I should knock on wood, metaphorically speaking, because you never know with how much time's left, anything is possible. So we are still under safety car conditions here. So yeah, we're just going to kind of watch on board here, and we're just going to kind of take it on safety car nice and easy here. As I think my co-commenter has just come back to the seat here. I don't know if he's ready to go yet, so I will keep filling you in, as he has probably got his tea or whatever he needed to do. But he will be joining us in a second. So yeah, I hope you are enjoying this race.
Luke IX then leading under the safety car, Brewich in second, Jibby Storm in third. Penalties currently, bit of a penalties update for you. Zam 3 seconds, Barcelona 3 seconds, Joel picked up a penalty in 5 seconds, Black Phoenix picked up a penalty in 5 seconds as well. I'm out of breath for just walking up the stairs. But Luke IX leading, Brewich in second.
You may want to see a doctor for that. I mean, your healthcare is free, unlike ours, so you better go see a doctor like that. But yeah, Noisy has currently said in the chat here that Phrase is doing the master strat, so it is interesting to see that it may work. But something else worth noting is that while you were gone, I was trying to remember, Ryan pitted on a set of hards on the first safety car, and then he decided to come in for a set of mediums. So the mediums should be able to make it to the end. So I think everyone except for the top 3 is good to go to the end.
Safety car then coming in this lap, and it is a relatively short pit lane, so we should be getting going down into the run in towards Vale and then in towards Club for Luke IX, and he is the virtual Boom Islander right on track. Joel has just gone past Barcelona. They swap positions further down the field, but Luke IX then leading under this safety car stop. Braywich second, Jibby Storm in third. I think Luke will probably go around about now-ish, I would say. No, he hasn't gone, has he?
Warming up the tires. Different drivers do different strats. Some like to back him up. I think he's going to hold it until he gets into that corner, wants to get him kind of napping. and he's going to want to keep it so their tires are squealing. But remember, these guys don't run up his front as much. They don't really know how. Sometimes they don't know how to lead a safety car pack. So it is kind of catches them off guard, especially the track question. Now he's going, like I said. No, he's holding him up again. Now he's going. Now he's going. He did try to catch him up, but Magnus got really caught napping there. Fourth on back really was caught sleeping there. Along with third and second, we got Philwich and Jibstore. So Axe has kind of played that to perfection, much to the chagrin of Otis. ODB Magnus, and now Magnus could be in the clutches of Khan if he's not careful.
Neymar right on the back of Atlas Copel, just goes off track, takes the 150-meter board with him as well. Damon's down the inside of Atlas Copel as well. To the right-hand side was Barcelona, but he backs off. Damon tries to get the undercut then on Atlas Copel. Atlas Copel's had a shocker. Baluch Ix caught Vrewich napping, leads by 7.5 tenths of a second, leading down in towards the Wellington straight once again. Here comes Neymar then down the inside of Damon. Can he try and get the move done? The Mercedes ran the outside, the McLaren on the inside. McLaren on the inside still, now on the outside and towards Luffield. Can he try and get the move done?
Nope.
No, he can't. Damon holds on, and he couldn't even get Atlas Copel.
He did not. Coco did not get Barcelona there, but I think he got Skygate. I'll be honest, I was kind of watching that battle with you there, so I should have been keep my eyes on the field down the line there. As it looks like Neymar's going to try. He's still in the back of Damon here.
Tekken's run wide there. Frey Pepper is through. He's still side by side actually, and Frey Pepper's through down the outside line, coming in towards Maggots, through Beckett, and Frey Pepper is through, getting 2 positions off the start, and he's up into 16th position. Luke Ix though has burst away, 1.1 seconds. Brewich in second, Jibby Storm in third, Magnus then on the back, he spins! Magnus is spun out the net lead of the race, and that's a crash, and that's another safety car. That is the slowest crash I think I've ever seen.
I'm shocked I took him out of the race. I am preferably shocked I took him out of the race. I was watching on board with Damon. I saw the Ferrari spun, and I'm like, and he hits the wall. I'm shocked that took his tire off. He was so slow there, and that is, I guess, low-key what Atlas, Axis, Greenwich, and Jibstorm want to see, because now they can pit, but it's really going to help Khan, because Khan is the first man up of the pitters of the safety car, and now he's going to be, I guess, the cat in the catbird seat of the canary, but that is really not going to help the point standings. He's only had a 1-point lead on his teammate, and his teammate's still in the running.
His teammate is still in the run, and his teammate's currently in the net P3 out on track with Luke Ix, Brewich, and Jibby Storm yet to come into the pit lane. Atlas Copel could be the man to take the championship lead, but a safety car is back out. I went downstairs for absolutely nothing. I came back, and then there's another safety car. Came back out on track in lap 10 out of 26, but Luke Ix leads, Brewich in second, Jibby Storm in third. Magnus is absolutely heartbroken. I can tell he would be heartbroken by that. He just got caught on the outside curb. He got a bit of oversteer going through the corner, went wide. Unfortunately for him, that's been caught on stream, and it's been caught on his POV as well. So that is an absolute shame, and I'm sorry for doing that to him, but Luke Ix out on top.
You know who's kicking himself right now is Traxy. Traxy could not show up today, and now Traxy, who could have easily made some good points on the top 2, is now going to get 0. That could have been an easy game, an easy net gain, and get himself back in this hunt. And now he's sitting at home right now, probably kicking himself because the leader just had a horrible race. And now if somebody else, the other Ferrari who's got a mid, Atlas Scope, not the fastest currently around here. Looks like he's not the strongest car at the circuit. Could easily leave some points on the table for Khan, who's currently 4th in the standings, and is only 7 points on Traxy, or about 26 plus 7, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 points back. If he can get 10 on him, he'll close the gap to 23 and be Welsh close to Magnus if he wins this race or holds on to win.
Oh, well, Magnus
but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, Magnus won't be winning this race because he's at the race. So
yeah, no, yeah. So that's a lot of points he can gain.
Axe is in.
Yep, Axis, Brewich, and Jibstorm should be easy pit. Nope, Jibstorm and I'm shocked they're staying out. This could have been an easy pit. Get on the safety car, get a new set of rubber. You're good. You led a couple laps here. You got the sponsors pleased. They're happy to see their car out there. And now the window has just opened. So at least according to their engineers. So why they not pit? I don't know.
Sygate just came into the pit lane as well. Stuck on a fresh set of hards, and now he's back into the pit lane with the safety car being out. Luke Ix, onto a set of soft compound tyres, 15 laps around here. That is pushing it a bit.
At least,
if I've got to be honest.
The window said 11:13 on when Jibstorm went across the line here. So it looks like, at least metaphorically speaking, with 2 laps on the safety car, it's feasible. But those softs are really screaming for mercy by the end of the race. And you're going to have such a fallout off the end. Is it worth it? Because you'll get a short-term gain. But especially considering you're going to be back in traffic, you're going to have to fight through all those cars, and if you burn up the tires too quickly, you're going to be a sitting duck. So I don't think that was a smart call.
As long as their tyre management is okay, I think they can get to the end, those tyres, but it's going to be a real push. Are we talking punctures, possibly, towards the end of the race?
I don't think punctures, but I think they'll be so slow that it's not the smartest call in the world, because the set of mediums will get to the end. Everyone ahead of them, except for Jibstorm and Bewitch, are good to go to the end. So there's no real advantage unless there's one more safety car. But 2 already, would there be a third on the cards?
There could be a third on the cards, who knows?
I did say, while you were going downstairs, wherever you were doing, that safety cars do breed safety cars, and cautions breed cautions. If someone gets over-aggressive, there could be a third one on the cards, but I don't think Codemasters like to throw 3 safety cars in a row. They're just not that kind of game.
Division 5 last season, Belgium, there was 6. That's all I'm saying.
That was a bad time to take a sip of water. I almost took a spit take on my screen. When you said 6, I was like, what the?
It was either 5 or 6 safety cars last season in Division 5. It was me and Daniel Hoggard doing the commentary, and that probably was the worst commentary I've ever done. Safety car is in this lap, actually. That is that's gonna toss your water now on your screen.
Yeah, I gotta stop taking sips before things happen. I gotta metaphorically take a minute to catch myself. Yeah, as the safety car is in, and it looks like Bewitch is gonna hold the field up here a little bit. Maverick's gonna get to the tail end, so everyone will be caught up to the pack. But the question is, how far will now Bewitch hold him up here? Looks like Bewitch is going relatively quicker than he did.
Oh, he's got to be careful.
Napping. Yep, Jibstorm got the better exit like last time, so it looks like Bewitch not really up to the pace at staying on safety cars. Looks like he's kind of a little bit of I wouldn't say a noob, but very conservative when it comes to that situation.
Yeah, Jibstorm then on the back, Braywitch back underway, Luke Ix is already making a position, possibly past Tech, and he goes on the outside line. Maximus is on the inside line, though, down in towards Village. Can he get the car stopped? No, nearly a little bit of contact, but luckily they came away relatively unscathed from that. Luke Ix then on the back of Tech, and Braywitch leading 4.5 tenths. Jibstorm in second, Khan in third. We are back underway, unbelievably, we're back underway. Luke Ix then on the back of Tekken, running in towards Brooklands. Can he go on late for a dive bomb? No, he can't, down the inside line. Sygate likes to get the hammers out as well, tries to go around the outside and towards Luffield on Maximus, but Maximus is still there, and Maximus stays 14th for now. Ryan on the back of Barcelona, further up the field, but I'll tell you what, top 7 have only escaped away from Barcelona. He's going to be holding those guys up, I think. Jibstorm is on the back of Braywitch still for the lead.
I think one thing worth noting here is that Bewitch is kind of holding up the rest of the field here, so I don't want to get my tinfoil hat on, but you think there may be some team orders here where they're kind of telling a back up Jibstorm, back up Khan, let your teammate get close to the pack here and try to make something happen here. Because if he is holding up enough, that he could allow Jibstorm to fall, like, back up the Khan and Khan in the exam. But it looks like they're both staying on another lap here, so I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but he may be trying to back up the field just a tad, as now 5, 6, 7 are going to catch on the back of the Renault of TMX XM27.
Yeah, Damon then on the back of...
I was going to say, if they're not careful as well, Barcelona and Ryan will catch as well. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they were Barcelona 5 lap old hards though, and they're going to be losing time as opposed to gaining time to bring us out on track, as Neymar is all over the back of Damon. Of course, he doesn't want to go 3 wide once again. Out on track. In fact, he contacts the back of Damon, tries to force it down the inside line.
Neymar.
Yeah, again, too aggressive from Neymar. It's been an absolute trade from him this season, and look what that's done. It's what Barcelona and Ryan possibly back into DRS range as well. Luke Ix then on the back of Tekken, further down the field. Has he got the run down in towards Brooklands? No. Tries to switch to the outside line. Tekken on the inside line now hangs on for 12th. Maximus there on the inside line into Luffield, trying to get the move done. Tekken runs out wide. This is a great run for Luke Ix then out of Luffield. Is he going to try and get the run down in towards Cops? Will use up the overtake mode to good effect on the outside line. Here comes Luke Ix though around the outside line. That is clean sailing right around the outside, down the pit straight, the old pit straight, round in towards Cops. Luke Ix threw and he's up into 12th, and he really didn't hang around with that one.
Khan could possibly have a move here on Jibstorm here. He's well to close range. No DRS. He's got a little bit of an ERS advantage here, so he could try something going to turn 1. Has to make this move relatively quickly. Can't get caught napping, but he will hold on. But it looks like everyone's just kind of thinking, with DRS open this lap, though, you'll definitely see something happen next lap, if not Jibstorm pitting this lap. No, he will not. So it looks like DRS will throw a monkey wrench in the chaos that we currently have in this battle from 1 to 9, all within touch distance. Actually, 10, my mistake. All within touch distance. So it will be interesting with DRS. We'll have a big DRS train, but at the same time, how aggressive will someone be with DRS on?
Black Phoenix is not too far away other than Luke Ix will be picking up the pace. Well...
Oh! Yeah, it looks like he's going to try something around the outside here. Doesn't think better of it. Looks like with the lockup, almost had a move there with Zam and Khan there, but yeah, Zam is getting really aggressive here. Wants to make that happen for the top 2 pit.
Is he going to try and get the move done then down in towards the Wellington straight? I don't think he will. Everyone's going to falter into position, I think, and fall in line. Frey Pepper, though, is going to try and get the move done. Round the outside and towards Brooklands. This is bold. This is brave from the Belgian. Can he try and get the move done? Now down on the inside arm. That is sensational from Frey Pepper. He had a really good battle with Pariah back in Spain earlier on this season, but Frey Pepper is through. Really, really clean sailing down the inside line. Neymar's trying to fight with Vapor Damon as well down in towards Cops. Can try and get the run out in towards Magnus and Beckett's, but that is Frey Pepper at his brilliant best. He is through and he's up into 9th.
Yep, he is bad. That was a great move by Frey Pepper. He could have been up higher, but again, with the mistake, he's just trying to get as many points as he can. I think he's still kind of fast for a Silverstone, so it'll be interesting to see how much he can get on the Barcelona if he can get to the back of the guys here. But right now, again, no real moves because the DRS train just kind of runs locking behind here. As we do possible with Birich's tires have fallen off a little bit here. Will he pit this time by? No, he will not. So they are holding out a little bit longer than I thought they would. They've made it 15 laps on those mediums, and they could go another 5. I guess they want to make the softs go longer. I guess want to go shorter into a run. But the longer they sit out here, they're slowly allowing the rest of the field to catch. And I guess they're making the bed right now. They're praying for one more safety car.
Yeah, Frey Pepper's just lost the position actually to Ryan out on track as well. So Frey Pepper, not sure if he had a bad run coming out of club, is down into 10th. Ryan threw him into 9th. Not sure what happened there. He might be playing the tactical game as opposed to getting the DRS on the car ahead. But Brewich leading, Jeffrey Storm 2nd. Zam is on the back then of Khan in 3rd and trying to split. Yeah, he's trying to split the toe, isn't he, Khan?
He's trying something. Like right now, there's not much you can do with DRS, so you just got to try to get as close as we can. It looks like, the Renault in the lead of Brewich is really going a bit slow there. Going to back up Jibstorm in the Khan. So yeah, right now, low-key, like I said, Brewich is kind of making a train here, and he's kind of inadvertently hurting himself because he's allowing the rest of the field to slowly catch up, meaning when they eventually have to pit, they're going to be easily caught, and they're going to have to really chase him down, even with the fresh tires, as Barcelona gets another 3-second added on to his troubles. Now he's on the 6.
He is on 6. Black Phoenix on 8 seconds as well. 6 seconds for Tech and 6 seconds for Mac Maverick. But now Connor's got a great run out on Jibby Storm. Trying to get the move done down in towards Stowe. It's one thing to try and overtake around here. It's another thing to try and pass. As now Connor to the outside line. In towards Stowe. Might get boxed in here. Possibly if Brewich is slow enough. But Jibby Storm just hangs him out to dry, and Con still stays in 3rd position. Damon run on the back of Atlas Copel. Maximus and Tekken are fighting further down the field as well. Down through Stowe. Damon on the back of Atlas Copel. Maximus then is through on Tekken just about, I think. Maximus is through and he's into 13th position on Tekken. Tekken to the outside line, and now Sygate tries to get the run on the inside line. Gonna be squeezed. Oh, goodness me, he picks up a 3-second time penalty. Nearly hopped over the curb, nearly ran into the back of Tekken as well. So it could have been 3 disaster points there. But Sygate 15th still stays in behind Tekken. Maximus still through and he's up into 13th.
As a driver that's doing a lot of games, this is probably one of my worst fears right now, is being in the middle of a train right now with a car behind you, a car ahead of you, because you know if you're not fast enough, they will pass you and then try to make a move in on the zone. Because right now, if you're Aliscope, you're just barely off exam, and at the same flip, though, you got pressure from Damon, Neymar, Barcelona, Ryan. You're basically in the middle of nothing as he just goes wide into sandpit. Speaking of pressure right now, that's going to allow Damon to be the next man up, and he's going to make the pass to Coring, and now he's up at the P5, and now Neymar, a very aggressive driver. If you're Aliscope right now, you're kind of sweating because knowing how aggressive Neymar is, so possibly go side by side. Don't do it.
He's backed off.
Don't do it. Thank you. I do not
want
to
say he did. And he's into the wall. Can he get the car stopped?
No,
just
he held it. No wall. No wall. He hit no wall there. So no damage, but bruised ego. Like I was just going to say, though, very aggressive driver. Could easily try a move when you're not napping. Now Barcelona going to try to make a move on Horoscope, and he's going to make it to P6. So Horoscope, after going in the kitty litter, is now down to P7. And for someone that's right now trying to hold on to the points, yep, Brewich is incorrect.
Oh, Jimmy Stone!
It's kind of squirrely there. Horoscope is falling like a rock.
Atlas Copo even just getting put down, VSC being deployed, and that's a Red Bull. Jolvo was ran through Hangar Straight. That's why it's been deployed. So a VSC out on track. Jibby Storm, Khan, Zam, Damon, top 4. Goodness me, this race has got everything at this moment in time. Khan could be on for the win.
There's nowhere to catch your breath. There's nowhere to catch your breath here. I will want to say one thing, though, is Atlas was falling out of Sony. Almost lost P9 to Black Phoenix. Luckily, that safety car came out when it did, or else he was going to go down to P9. But Atlas, I was just going to say, what I was trying to say is that he's right now he's championship leader right now. If he keeps falling, he could easily lose the championship point. He can't lose it because Khan, the next closest driver, is 26 behind. But he could easily lose a lot of points if he's not careful, as Brewich sped under the safety car, and that's not good for Bewitch, who's leading this race with a little bit to go.
And he's just came out of the pit lane as well, so that's even worse for him out on track. Frey Pepper then on the back of Barcelona. Is he going to try and get the move done? No, he's not. Frey Pepper, though, is in with a good chance. Barcelona, actually, on the side of hearts, is within a good chance to win. Khan leading from Zam in second. Yeah.
You gotta remember, he does have 6 seconds, though, so even if he gets close, he's gonna have to clear him and 6 seconds clear, hope they start getting penalties. But I think if my race director is correct, Damon and the rest of that field do not have much penalties to their names, so he's gonna have to get really lucky they start cutting at a high rate.
I would imagine Jibby Storm will be into the pit lane this lap around. Atlas Copel drops down another position out on track. Yeah, Black Phoenix through.
And Max, what has gone wrong with Atlas Scope? Is his tires kind of roasted here? I don't know. Yeah, Jibby Storm has pitted.
I wonder if he's got a little bit of damage, actually, possibly, Atlas Copel on that car, because he's dropping down the field quite a lot. I don't think it's the tyres.
Yeah, he's got both end plates. It's not the tires, because he's on the same tires as everyone else ahead of him. So it's not the tires.
He might have like the slightest bit of green damage possibly on that car, and it's really affecting his pace.
That's kind of odd to see, because usually when they get green damage, you don't usually affect you that much in the grand scheme of things. It's usually when it becomes a problem when it's yellow. But I guess maybe it's mental. Maybe he's mentally kind of, something's gone wrong.
Oh, Frey Pepper.
Outsynced him.
Down the inside line. Great stuff.
Pass, P4. And now he's going to set his sights on the McLaren. So I guess right now, that I remember one of the Mercedes drivers had a broken pedal and couldn't race this race. So I guess right now the reserve driver they got is they're kind of happy with the performance right now by both Mercs. Both in a shadow of doubt to possibly win this race. And both of them, low-key, they spun early in this race. And they both fell down the grid, and now they're 3-4 respectively. So good recovery drive.
Really good recovery drive. Plenty of good recovery drives, I think, out on track as well. We had Ryan in a bit of contact earlier on in the race as well. Khan, though, leading, is demoted now Zam to 0.8 of a second. Damon then on the back of Zam running down the straight, but he's not going to be close enough. I think the closest battle might be Maverick and Tekken, who have come into contact once this year so far. Is he on the back then of him down in towards Stone? No, everyone's just stuck in a big, long DRS train, a slithering snake possibly out on track, but Khan leading from Zam in second, Damon third, Frey Pepper in fourth, lap 19 out of 26 about to begin. So we've got 8 more laps to go, including this one. Khan sets a new fastest lap of the race, bettered by Frey Pepper, and Frey Pepper getting into contention. Maverick getting a bit squirrely out of the final corner.
Black Phoenix just set the fast lap and says, well, a lot of drivers on those new sets of mediums are making those times work. But yeah, we got a battle here. They're not fighting for anything other than pride, but still, it's better to finish 12th than 13th. At least makes you look a little bit more, I wouldn't say confident, but faster than you may have had on that day. But yeah, Zam could have a pot. Right now, something worth noting here is Khan has almost no ERS left in the tank, because you can see by that blinking red light. That means he's got no ERS left. Well, yeah, he made a mistake. It's going to allow Zam, who has over 70% ERS left in the tank. So Zam has really saved his ERS, so he's going to be a lot stronger on the straights in the last closing laps here. So Khan could be caught sleeping here, as well with Damon, who has over 50. So I don't know why Khan used all his ERS trying to stay in touch with the 2 cars ahead of him, but I guess that's I wouldn't say a rookie mistake, but a mistake that you don't want to make. And now he's going to be so slow on the straights in comparison to Zam and Damon, and even Philly Peppery, that it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, Zam then on the back, gets caught on the grass slightly out of Chapel, but look at the overtake mode. Here he comes. This is the move for the lead of the race. Here switches to the outside line. Now on the inside line goes Khan, but Zam is through, ran the outside, clean sailing through in towards Stowe. Zam is through and he's into the lead of the race. Now what can Damon do? Just in behind, Sargate is through and Luke Ajax fighting for 10th position. They're still side by side, a little bit of contact, I think, in between them both as well, but Sargate through and he's up into 10th.
Yep, that is correct. Oh, wow, there goes that one. Black Phoenix. Black Phoenix is around. He's looped it, and he's going to fall down to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He is going to fall both to the end of the pack here. So that is not good for Black Phoenix, who's in the points, and now he's going to be outside the points. And I don't think, unless something happens, he probably won't be able to get back inside the points. And that'll put Lucas in the top 10.
Khan on the back of Zam coming out of Aintree, then onto the Wellington straight for the 20th time out on track. He uses up all of his overtake mode. Honestly, if I was in Khan's shoes, I'd be wanting to save that ERS up as much as possible, because Zam has got 45% in front of him. Damon's got 52% behind him, so Damon is obviously going to try and get the move done on Khan. Khan does not have to use up this overtake mode. Sit back, wait in the DRS train, and try and save up as much as possible. You've got a better advantage of doing that towards the end of the race, even though Zam has got a penalty.
Except Zam was doing that as well, but here's the thing, if he holds up too much, Damon could be the next man up, and like I said, make that pass, then that's for the lead. Because right now, Khan is currently leading this race because of penalties. He doesn't have to make the pass, but if he catches napping too much, Damon could make a pass and force something. but also Philip Pepper as well has a 3-second time penalty as well. So Damon and Khan are currently fighting for base P1, and if they both get penalties, then Exam would take over the lead right now. As it looks like Khan is really trying to find as much as the car as he can, and he's getting very close to making things happen. As now Magnus has made the pass, Ioscope has made the pass back on Magnus for P7. So,
Maximus from the outside! Oh, what a move that is! That is sensational from Maximus! Round the outside through Vale in towards Club. What a move! Maximus leading up into 7th. There was inches apart between them both. How did he get that done without contact?
That was a good move there. I was going to watch it, and it was a good move, and it was really good to see there. And it's a good respect. You'd like to see that on the track when 2 drivers at, but it's much probably at Latoscope's chagrin, because now he's down to P8, and Skygate and Lucas could possibly catch him, relatively speaking. I guess I got a little bit too much American football in the mind. But anyway, we got Exam still leading the way here, and Khan just trying to save his ERS here, but he's not saving enough of it. He's using it now on the straight. I guess he doesn't think maybe he doesn't have enough pace to keep in touch with Exam. But the thing is he doesn't have to force it. He just has to stay ahead of Damon and not get a cut.
Yeah, Damon's struggling as well. Trey Pepper's now on the back of him. So are the 2 Mercedes going to fight circa 2016 Spain, circa 2014 Bahrain out on track? Zam leading the way though. Khan in 2nd, Damon in 3rd. Trey Pepper 4th.
If I'm Damon, I may if Fred Pepper is faster, because I think if we take a quick look at the tires, I think they both pitted on the same lap, if I'm not mistaken, if I ever can find the right number here. Pedally's tires, there we go. Yeah, no, Fred Pepper's on 12-lap-old mediums, while Damon's on 13-lap-old mediums, so they're on the same tire here. But since Fred Pepper has a 3-second time penalty, I would consider letting Damon let Fred Pepper go and try to attack Khan. If not, just let him get the spot back. Because if you can't make the pass, let someone else try it and at least try to make it, get him in there and fight and allow you to make the pass. Use some team orders to your advantage. He is your teammate after all.
But would you really let a driver through that's got 3 seconds worth of penalties, or 6 seconds worth of, 3 seconds worth of penalties out on track? You're going to be getting them anyways towards the end.
Yeah, so just let him go, and let him try to attack Khan and try to get Khan to fall to you. Because right now, Damon's going to finish P2 if he can't get past Khan. Let Frilly Pepper go, possibly, and let him take an attack. You got nothing to lose. Right now, Damon is still on the back, though, of Khan, so I wouldn't do that now. But if Frilly Pepper can show the speed like he just did the lap ago, let him go. Let him try to do something and try to maybe get around Khan and then take the spot back.
Barcelona's not entirely out of this either, to be honest. He's almost had a hard compound of hard. Remember, he pitted in that first safety car. Yeah, he's got 6 seconds worth of penalties, but those hards are going to be coming into the fresher zone towards the end of the race. So they're going to be quicker than the guys ahead.
That is true, but he's going to have to get very lucky. Khan just got 3 seconds. Now that means Damon has won this race right now, if Damon can keep it clean. So right now your top 3 would be Damon, Zam, and Khan, 1, 2, 3, with Ferry Pepper finishing 4th. So right now, Damon just does not want to cut. Right now, drive conservatively, drive smooth, Damon, and you will have this.
Damon looking for his 2nd win of the season. Khan looking for his 1st. Zam looking for his 1st as well. Zam leads the way then. 4 laps to go here at Silverstone. Khan in 2nd, Damon in 3rd. Frey Pepper in 4th. Frey Pepper's right on the back of Damon. Coming through Abbey, then through Farm for the 23rd time. Out on track. They've only got 3 more times to even do that corner. Barcelona runs into the back of Frey Pepper slightly. Luke Ajax picks up a 3-second time penalty further down. Very disappointed actually by the guys on the set of soft side. Getting Luke Ajax got caught in a wash of DRS essentially out on track. They have not made good progress through the field at all. In fact, I think they've stayed in the same positions.
Yeah, they have not moved up for the fields at all. They were so far behind, I think, because they got boxed up in the safety car, and Lucas had to make as much moves as he can to try to make things happen, and now they have not been able to catch because of that distance. I was just taking a look at the incident screen now. Damon has 2 warnings right now, so if he gets 1 more exceeding track limit, they'll all be on 3 seconds, meaning Zam will be back in the catbird seat right now. So Damon has to drive conservatively. He cannot afford to get a cut, or else he will end up being P3 on the circuit.
Yeah, Damon, hopefully, not going to be picking up another penalty, but there's anything like a commentator's curse here in Division 4, I normally say it. So Khan right on the back of Zam leading the way out on track, but Zam leading, Khan 2nd, Damon 3rd, Ryan on the back of Barcelona as well, running down in towards Stowe, but he's not going to be close enough, I don't think, down in towards Stowe. Car 32 there, chasing down the Williams of Barcelona.
Something worth noting about is Ryan, I have not actually took this into consideration, but Ryan is he's actually within 3 seconds of the leader. So that means he would be P2 right now. So Ryan needs to get past Barcelona quickly. Mac Maverick
thought he was going to go for the move.
Vapor Damage has got 3 seconds. Everyone is... Actually, right now, Ryan is currently winning this race right now. Because of time penalties.
God.
Ryan in P6 right now is currently winning this race. Just barely above 3 seconds. He has to get around Barcelona or stay in this train. Right now, Ryan has got the win right now. But again, knock on wood. If not...
Tell you what,
P10.
I'm looking at the gap.
Going on here.
I'm looking at the gap to the leader. As long as he stays in that DRS train and doesn't lose that much, he will win. But there's 3 tenths either way.
Yeah, that is too close right. It's not like he's half a second behind. He is 2.6, and it's like
fluctuates
up
damage.
And down.
Tekken's got damage. McMaverick went into contact with him through Brooklyn's left side end plate damage for Tekken. McMaverick, I think, got the move done fairly down the inside line. Forced his car through in the Red Bull. Tekken's picked up damage as a result. He kept it on the outside line, and that's what happened there. McMaverick, though, through 2 positions, actually, up into 11th and 12th. Ahead of Tekken and both Black Phoenix, both of those moves completed. Zam still leading the way, but Khan wants this out on track. Here comes Khan to the inside line, down into towards Stowe. Clean through he goes, but Zam is going to play the tactical game. He's got 10% ERS. Khan has got 3% ERS. Now to the outside line, down in towards Vale, but no, Khan hangs on. Zam in second. Ryan currently 2.5 seconds behind Khan. He might be on.
Because I don't like to bring this up, but Ryan also has 2 warnings right now as well. So Ryan has to stay within 3 seconds of the leader, but he has 2 warnings. And if he gets 1, lead now will go back to Khan, because Khan has made the pass for the de facto lead. But right now, Ryan is winning. But if Khan can get some distance on exam and get ahead, anything's possible. It looks like Ryan, this is confusing.
Barcelona's running on the back of Frey Pepper. Frey Pepper was on the back of Damon coming through entry, but they're not going to get close enough for a move. Ryan is 8 tenths off. He's dropping away, but he's actually catching these guys. These leaders are falling over each other. It's now 1.8 seconds. Ryan is on for this, you know. Maximus is not entirely out of this either, I would say. And the other Frey Pepper's off. Frey Pepper
and he's hit the wall a ton. I think he's flipped. I don't think he almost flipped. Got really much air there, and he's around. And that was a hard lick there, and that's what you want to see from Pepper there. That was such going to be a good finish, and now he's going to be down the orb. That is just not pretty to see. He hit that wall a ton. But back to the lead pack here, though we know safety car's obviously with 2 to go, so it's just going to be a duke to the finish here. Right now, Ryan is still winning this race. He'll have 1 more lap to keep it clean. Khan is trying to get as far away as possible, but he's not able to clear it as much as he can. Exam's still 3 seconds, because Exam has to try something, because if Ryan does get a penalty, he will be the winner of this race. So you can't make a mistake now.
He cannot make a mistake now. This is a final lap about to begin. Enter Heart of Courage music here. Khan leads the way from Zam in second. Damon third. Barcelona in fourth.
Ryan just set a fast lap. Well, his personal best. So he's still pushing on those mediums. Those mediums have not fallen away from him. He just set one of his own personal best times. So he is still going. He's 1.8 clear. Just keep it clean, Ryan. You have this race won.
Khan leading the way, though. He's pulling away 5 tenths of a second, 4 tenths of a second. Gap comes down. Zam trying to get this out on track. He's on the outside line, possibly running in towards Brooklyn. He's actually going to find it down the inside line. I thought he was going to go for the move, but still hanging on as the yellow flag in Sector 1. Black Phoenix and Tekken, I think, into contact.
Black Phoenix has lost the back end there. That's not really much to report here. We're still keeping an eye on this lead here. But yeah, he lost the back end. He's down to 12th and the 13th. That's going to allow Maverick to get back inside the points. Actually, I think he was already outside the points. Never mind. But yeah, with this train here to go, going through Maggots and Beckett's one more time here for the folks at home. Ryan, just don't cut this Maggots and Beckett's, please, and you'll win.
Maximus is only 3.5 seconds away, so if he does pick up a penalty, Maximus could actually take the win. Out on track possibly, but Khan coming down through the Chapels complex for the final time. Zam is on the back of him. Zam could get him down in towards Stowe. This is going to be nip and tuck. Zam to the outside line. On the outside line he goes. No, Khan is hanging tough, hanging on. Ryan dropping back. 1.9 seconds the gap. Zam to the outside line in towards Vale. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. It's Braywich retiring into the pit lane.
So it's not worth noting. Here Khan, to the line.
Through the line is going to win. Khan across the line to win, but it's going to be Ryan who takes the win out on track in the end.
And Magnus almost misses on the podium by well over a quarter of a second. So it's going to be Ryan P1, Khan second, Sam third, Magnus fourth, Damon fifth, Barcelona currently P6. I think he will hold on to 6th. Yep, he will. Sky 7th, OOR, Atlas Scope was probably hoping for a better race at 8th. Lucas 9th, and Maverick getting the top 10 on points.
Yeah, Tekken 11th, Neymar 12th, Black Phoenix 13th, Jibby Storm across the line and 14. These guys are all finishing, by the way, will score points. Atlas Copper will be your leader going into next week by a comfortable few points out on track. I think it's something like 10 or 11 points possibly off the top of my head. Joel then on his reserve debut here in Division 5. He is now reaching down the line. Florian, by the way, has been watching this. As a spectator, his pedals broke but was in the outside. Robbed somebody, I think, of a possible chance to try and race tonight, but Ryan wins, Khan in second, Zam in third. We'll wait for Joel to come across the line, but shall we try and get the top 3 in?
I guess we should. I think that would be. I think Ryan right now is smiling like he just proved why it's important to keep it clean. I've had races before. I think I reminded of Spain personally, where I had a race where I was just keeping it clean. Everyone else got time pose around me. I ended up finishing second, but I probably should have finished 5th. It's just you have to be clean and keep it clean, and you'll win as his teammate gets driver of the day, coming from I think like 13th or 14th on the grid to 4th.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ryan is the poster boy for keeping it clean. Sorry, I just wanted to add that last line there.
And now, 6 different winners from 6 different races as well. Ryan takes the win here at Silverstone. A Brit wins in Britain. How many times have I said that in commentary before? Never. But there we are. Brilliant win by Ryan, and really good commiserations. Khan drove his absolute best out on track, his best race of the season. He's going to be going for, I think, later on in the season, and he gets promoted up into 3rd, possibly with Traxy not attending. But Ryan wins 11th on the grid, up to 1st. Khan stays 2nd, from 2nd on the grid. Zam in 3rd with Maximus in 4th, only 1.6 seconds up from 19th on the grid. Really good drive.
Yeah,
Damon in 5th.
Impressive drive.
Yeah, Damon in 5th, Barcelona in 6th, Saiga in 7th, Atlas Copo in 8th, the Guyx in 9th, Mac Maverick filling out the top 10. Tekken, Jibby Storm, Neymar, Black Phoenix, Joel all pick up points. Joel picks up an extra point for the fastest lap. Braywitch, Frey Pepper do get classified in the result, but they will not score points because they didn't finish on their own volition. Magnus in 18th and Conti 19th, retiring out of the race. So disappointing for Magnus. He loses the championship lead. He only held it for 1 race. Conti there in 19th, not finishing either. But Ryan winning, Khan in 2nd, and Zam in 3rd. It's going to be fascinating to hear Ryan, Khan, and Zam's thoughts. Let's get them in.
You can. They're not on my list, so I'll let you do that as I will kind of fill in some other information here. Yeah, trying to do some quick calculations in the points here, doing some quick math. Ferrari obviously will still keep the points lead, relatively speaking, to constructors. I don't think even with one driver retiring, they'll well over 100 points clear. That ain't not coming down. But Haas is only in P9. They're easily going to jump up at least halfway, at least up the grid to P8, maybe even P7. So that's a relatively good performance from them here today. Up to looking at least at what the current top 3 looks like it will be. Atlas Scope is going to take over the points lead from Magnus, but because of him finishing so low, it's going to allow Khan, who finished 2nd here today, to get close, but not going to take over the position. So your top 3 will be, at least if I'm doing my math correct, would be Atlas Scope, Magnus, and then Khan, top 3, at least going into next round.
Yeah, next round, of course, being Italy, the Temple of Speed. 75% of that track, of course, can be taken flat out. I am now going to add, hopefully, the top 3 in through the PSN Party app, which is not that great at all. It's not a great way of trying to invite the drivers. It stops me going onto a blue screen, certainly, for going on here. But Italy is the next track up in question. Paco Suarez should be joining me back in the commentary box next week. It's been an absolute pleasure to have Pepsi Freak, of course, alongside me tonight, filling in for the absent Paco Suarez, and I'm sure he will be back next week to his brilliant, brilliant best. But while I invite in, I'll come across to you, Pepsi. Who was your driver of the day?
Personally, if I got to give driver of the day, I want to give it to the other hot driver. I'm going to give it to Ryan. Ryan just proved that if you keep it consistent, you will finish well. And that's a good life lesson there. Just be consistent on the track. And if you can, and you will end up possibly winning. He was able to keep it consistent as it looked like it was first going to be Philip Peppery. Then not Philip Peppery. It was going to be the Racing Point, and he got a penalty. Then it looked like it was going to be Damon. Then he got a time penalty, and then it went to him. So it just proves consistency matters. If you can keep your cuts down to a minimum, you can easily put yourself in a good spot to win or at least finish well.
Can you tell me Zam's name, by the way? I've forgot his PSN.
Zam.
TFI underscore Zam27. That's him, isn't it?
Yeah, that is him. He's no longer in the lobby, so I couldn't give you the name because he booked it.
Terrible.
It's a shame, though, because you just gave me this good race here, and now sadly I have to relinquish the assistant controls back to your co-commentator next week. So I'm going to have to watch from the peanut gallery next week instead of being in the booth. It's a shame.
But all three have been added now. Hopefully they're going to be joining us within the party. I know Ryan, I've spoken to him before, Khan joining in as well. And hopefully we'll get Zam in. Might be the first time we'll actually get all three drivers in for an interview. This will be very rare for Division 1. Division 1?
Yeah,
I wish you guys
they're
were in Division 1.
They're a long way from Division 1.
Division
We're a long
4.
way from Division 1.
Division 4 even, goodness me. We'll come across to Ryan though, our race winner out on track. Ryan, you kept it clean, no penalties out for you. Talk us through the race.
Ryan, are you there? Yeah, are you there, Ryan? I don't know. I'll check the party screen right now if he joined. Yeah, two people are here. That is Khan and...
There he is.
There he is. Welcome to the booth.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, talk us through that race, Ryan, though, out on track. No penalties from you. You must be very happy with the result.
Yeah. I'm still taking it in. I'm
take your
sweating.
time. Take your time. We got all night.
Oh man, I was sweating that last 2 laps. I had 2 warnings, and I just knew take it easy and we'll be okay. But the guys in front of me were just tripping over themselves, which helped me out so much.
Yeah, their battling made it very easy to keep close, and I was noticing that. I was doing the math. At first, I thought it was other drivers, and I looked, I'm like, he's going to win this if he can stay within touch distance, and they just kept fighting and fighting and not allowed anyone to get far enough ahead, and you just lucked out like the catbird in the canary seat.
I had the comms on in the background, and I nearly turned it off. It was putting me off so much.
I can imagine. I don't think many drivers like listening to the comms for that reason, because it gets distracting.
It was just
like
adding
the pressure.
The pressure was.
I think I was low key cheerleading for you there, so I guess that may have not helped.
Oh man.
Yeah, but honestly, those safety car periods for you out on track really came into your own, I think. It must have been good to actually have a chance at winning this.
Yeah, so I regretted starting on the mediums when that first safety car came out, because I did think there was going to be an early safety car, so I thought I should have started on the softs, switched to the mediums, go to the end, and I started mediums, went to hards, I thought, nah, go straight back to the mediums. I think I was down in 15th.
Oh yeah, you did pit. You did pit. I noticed that under the safety second hitch, you did pit to go for another set of mediums. I noticed that. I'm like, he came in again.
Yeah, I've had that before in league races where I've pitted to the hards, and it's just screwed me over. So I thought, just go as fast as we can. We'll be as far back as we can, but we'll just go for it. And I think it was the right choice in the end.
Yeah, clear, you won, so I think that was the right choice.
Nah, some of the guys in front were so quick. I couldn't believe it. And then, I was gifted the win really by people tripping over themselves. But I kept it clean.
Hey, a win's a win. Can't take that away from you.
And also, you're the 6th different winner this season in Division 4, which is absolutely phenomenal. Talk us through, though, going into next week, because Italy is a completely different track to Britain. 75% of the track can be taken flat out. How do you approach the race, and how do you think you'll get on?
I'm going to have to practice a lot. I've not done a league race on this game at Monza yet. The setup needs to be right. I've always struggled with a few of the corners there, particularly Ascari, losing it out of there. So I need to get some practice and just see if people trip over themselves again.
Hey, maybe I can give you a little bit of help. I am an ex-driver, so maybe I can give you a bit of help. I don't know if you want it, but I'm always willing to give some tippers.
I'm all ears. I will accept any help.
I'm a former driver as well, but I try to go around the outside of the castle section at Baku once, so don't listen to me.
I don't think his advice is a little bit more dated than mine.
I'll take any help.
That is it, though. I don't have any more questions to you, Pepsi.
I think we touched on it well. You did relatively well here today. It's good to see strategy. It seems like the pen is mightier than the sword, or the tortoise beats the hare, and it's good to see that strategy worked out, and you kept it clean. That's great to see.
Perfect way to look at it.
And we'll move on to our second place man who has retribution at last, NSR Khan, who joined us here in the commentary booth. And Khan, that was a really good race from you. You had a lot of pace here tonight. Talk us through the race.
Yeah, first of all, I wasn't even expecting to be on the podium, but I don't know how I should feel now at the moment. But the race, it went better than I had expected. P2 on the qualifying, and then in the race I went okay from the start, and then keeping my P2. Magnus was probably gonna run away from me anyways, and Atlas Cooper was a bit dropping behind me, so I was a bit in a nowhere situation. And then suddenly the safety car came out, and then I was in a really good spot because after the safety car Magnus spun, so I was really in a position to win the race, which I couldn't even think about it in the beginning of the race. And then, yeah, taking a penalty with the fight with Sam, yeah, that cost me the win. And yeah, I should be happy with P2 because I didn't even expect that I could be on the podium today. But on the other hand, it feels a bit disappointing to not win this race. So I don't know how I should feel at the moment. Should I be happy or not? I don't even know.
Well, if you're looking for a positive, you're now third in the point standings, and you're very close now to both Ferraris, or at least one of the Ferraris that Magnus who crashed out. So you are pretty close now. So there's at least that to hold your head on. You're back in the championship hunt, so to speak. Yeah,
that's really positive to gain that positions to both Ferraris and be closer for the championship. So on that hand, yeah, I can be happy with now about 25 points. I think I've gained now. So that's a really good amount of points, which I'm really happy with. And yeah, we will see what happens in the coming races.
I do have one more question. I do want to throw this in here real fast. Is that how did you feel when Magnus wrecked out from the lead? He looked like the strong. Oh, I guess he was in third at the time, but he looked like the strong car here today, and then he just kind of lost on his own accord. What was going through your head when that happened?
Yeah, I was already for a lap behind him, and I saw him a bit struggling. So I was thinking, like, come on, crash or do something weird so I can pass you. And then, yeah, he suddenly lost the car, and then, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking, but the only thing I was thinking about to stay calm and not making mistakes. That was really the only thing which I was thinking at that moment, just to stay calm and not taking penalties. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't happen, and yeah, it cost me the win.
Mm-hmm. But still, great drive regardless. So unless James, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I've got one more question for you, Con. Obviously next week, Italy, different kettle of fish. How do you think you're going to get on around there?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking that I would do as this good on Silverstone. I had no expectations on this circuit, so it's for me the same for next week. So I don't know what I can expect for next week.
Well, hopefully you don't land yourself in the steward's room like you have been doing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That is
today, I had no collisions today, so
you're not going to the headmaster. Yeah, you're not going to the headmaster's office this time. Good job.
yeah, that's already a really good achievement.
It is a good achievement.
I think so, yeah.
Do you remember when I said in commentary 3 races ago that you could be a future star in Division 4? I stand by that because of your result tonight. That was your best race.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I still really think that I have driven the best league race ever. So yeah, I don't know, because the win was so close. It was about 1.7 seconds. Yeah. I probably gonna think different about this. What happened now? Tomorrow, I think I'm not gonna think that I'm gonna be disappointed or something like that. But yeah, it's good to now have gained that points to Magnus. That's only the important thing at the moment.
Well, now you're going to be in the Tifosi's backyard, though, going next week, though. So, good luck. If you do end up winning next week, you may get booed off the podium. But, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
And that is it, I think, for us tonight here in TTML Division 4. As always, I've been James Heard. He's been Pepsi Freak. And a brilliant, brilliant way to end off tonight's racing out on track. Please stay safe in this crazy world that we all live in. For myself and Pepsi, thank you so much for tuning in to TTML Division 4. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.
See ya.